Thanks for watching another quick tip video from GoEngineer. My name is Bruce Schaller, and this quick tip video is going to be on setting your SOLIDWORKS Network License Manager to only allow borrowing of a license for up to a certain amount of set time. By default, you can borrow a license for 30 days. It's May 14th right now. If I go try to borrow my SOLIDWORKS Premium license till June 3rd, it tells me I can't do that. So I've set the borrow time to have a maximum amount to it. So let me show you how I did this. But before jumping into this, I do want to state that you should only be borrowing a license to check it out for a notebook or something remote. By default, you should be using a license over your network transparently, and it'll come from the license pool automatically. So if I went in and looked at how many I have for a product and I have one free, I could go pull that license without having to use the licensing borrowing feature. So this is a feature for pulling licenses off the network and using them remotely. That's what it was intended for. And again, the default is for 30 days. So I was just in the SOLIDWORKS Network License Manager client. And what I need to do is I need to get on the server and go into the SOLIDWORKS tools or search for SOLIDWORKS Network License Manager server. The difference in the server and the client is that this resides on the server, or it could reside on the clients as well, but generally it's on the server, and the client has the client version, which does not have the server administration tab. The server administration tab is important because it allows me to get back to the area where I can set the SOLIDWORKS Network License Manager to use a option file. So if I go in and click the modify, this is really the only way to get back in and reset your existing license manager setup to do this. You have to go to the activate and reactivate page to get the wizard to come up to the point where you could tell it to use an option file or not. In this case, I'm going to check to use an option file. If you knew you wanted to do this when you first installed the software, you could do this when this wizard comes up in the installation manager. But otherwise, you're going to have to go back to the modify, activate and reactivate, and click for the options file here. Now, I've already put the information that needs to go in the option file for most of the packages that I'm floating on the network. So my SOLIDWORKS Office Professional, my Premium, my core version of SOLIDWORKS all have a max borrow hours function set in them for 240 hours. The time is in hours. So this is the feature name of the SOLIDWORKS version that was purchased and put on the license manager. I will show you the list of feature names, and you can stop the video and get the names, and I'll also show you where I've got that file from, so you can go download the file from the network base as well. But to continue on with this, once I go in and go to next, I can say select all to select all the license types or serial numbers again. Go to next, and it'll go in and reactivate the SOLIDWORKS network license to be modified to utilize that max borrow hours, and that's what I had utilized in the beginning of this video. If you're not sure your service started again, go ahead and hit the start button, but it should start again automatically after that, and that's all really that you need to do. Now, where did I get this information at? This information came from the SOLIDWORKS Network License Manager doc directory. So if you go into your program files x86 on the server that the license manager is installed on, under SOLIDWORKS Corp directory, you'll get the SOLIDWORKS License Manager directory. This is where all the information sits. You can go into the docs file in the FlexLM, and there's the License End User Guide. Now, in that License End User Guide, this is Flex Area software, other words known as FlexLM or FlexNet. It's changed ownerships throughout the years, and we're using the version of FlexNet that is 2016 R2SP1 for this particular document. Now, if you went into search for that function max borrow time and looked, we can go in. There's lots of other things we can do. This video is just on the max borrow hours function. You can see the function requires a feature name, and then the value set in hours. If I go ahead and look at the guide that is for the feature names, what I'm going to do is scroll this guide from the top. These are the SOLIDWORKS products. Here's the feature name behind each product. So you can stop the video and take the names that are important to you, or you can search the SOLIDWORKS knowledge base for document S-068783 and download this PDF. If you want to save yourself time on doing that, just stop the video and write the names down or type them into a file. Here's the other names. I'll go down one more set. And really that's it. That's all of our SOLIDWORKS products that run in the SOLIDWORKS Network License Manager. So there you have it, setting the SOLIDWORKS Network License Manager max borrow hours time so you can limit the amount of time that the license gets borrowed off the net to be something other than the default 30-day limit. Thanks for watching another quick tip video from GoEngineer.